Dan Solazzo, a financial planner at Barnum Financial Group, joins the show this week. Dan helps his clients see the big picture and address their entire financial life. He's here to share his experience in the field and his 9-year career in the financial service industry. I'm Paul Blanco, and this is Small Steps, Big Wins. All right, Dan Solazzo, welcome to Small Steps, Big Wins. I'm so psyched to have you here. Another face-to-face, so it really makes me feel good. I do a lot of these on Zoom, so it's nice having you in the studio here in Shelton. And congratulations on you guys getting to become homeowners yesterday. So
it's a big day yesterday. Today is a big day being here as well. And thank you for having me on here. It's surreal being here, actually.
Well, thank you. And you've come a long way in your business. We'll go through the journey, but you're now, look at yourself and you're in the top 1%. You're really just getting started, which I always say. And it's really true. You've been in the business now 8 years and you've had such great success, but it didn't start like that immediately. And, I'd love to start just from the beginning. How did you end up in this industry? What made you do it? And then, talk about the beginning of how you got started.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, thanks for having me here.
You got it.
My journey was not the financial service industry route. I graduated college. I played lacrosse in college, and that was my main focus was lacrosse.
Yeah, I was that with baseball. What position did you play, Dan?
I was a goalie.
Oh, wow. I never knew that. That now explains your mentality.
Yeah. So that was my main focus was lacrosse, and graduating college, I was unsure with what I wanted to do with my life. My brother-in-law owned a plumbing company, and I was working for him for about 4 years. And I had a buddy who was at the firm in the agency and approached me and said, "Hey, I think that you'd be a good fit at Barnum. Why don't you come in and interview?" And I've never looked back since. It was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, other than marrying my wife, Nicole.
Well, I agree. And I think she was a better decision, but I agree with you on that too. But, how long were you working in the plumbing business? Were you just out of school right away?
Yep.
So this was really your first career. So talk about the beginning. How did it start? And what was it like coming in, not knowing what you wanted and then showing up after you realized this clicked for you? When did it finally click where you realized this was going to be your career?
I was terrified. When my first day showing up in the Elmsford office, I felt like everybody was sizing me up, and I felt like I was not supposed to be here. I was insecure about myself. I think my sports mentality clicked in of just show up is half the battle. Don't always listen to the voices in your head and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. My first couple years were really a struggle for me with prospecting, balancing, paying my bills, trying to continue to work at my family's restaurant, tending bar, still doing some plumbing jobs on the side, and just coming in to pick up the phone and dial as many people as I can get in touch with. Our industry is a contact sport, and I had to contact as many people as possible, and it wasn't easy. I went home many, many nights contemplating what am I doing. And Nicole would just say, just show up again tomorrow.
Besides Nicole, I love the sports mentality, right? You're going to get this. But when did it finally, did it take a year or 2 or 3 that you finally, because you started out, as I'm thinking about it, your first 36 months was more of, this face-to-face business. And then, we switched to more, Zoom. But those first 36 months, when did it click where you said, where that fear, was kind of gone and you knew that not that you arrived, but that this was your career? When did you feel like you belonged?
I got invited to the awards dinner my first year, and I had no idea why I was there. And I just thought it was special for me to just be there. And and you called my name up on the stage for winning Rookie of the Year. And I knew that was a defining moment for me my first year. And then proceeded to do that, my second and fourth year. I missed out on it my third year. That was big for me to have just a little confidence boost to say, hey, I'm being recognized here. And, I'm providing for my family and I have a career. This is not a job, right? I'm building a career for myself. Those little wins were a big confidence boost for me. Also, getting face-to-face time with you and other, senior advisors that were telling me, hey, you're doing a great job, right? Don't give up. Just be confident in yourself and show up. It's not rocket science. It's all laid out for you. You just got to do it, right? You're not recreating the wheel. But those were some defining moments for me and saying, hey, this is actually working out here.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to hear. And it's interesting when you talk about being an athlete and then coming into the business like that. And I can tell from what you said so far, that was, that helped you a lot because that recognition, not every industry has that. And this is an industry that has recognition, and you could find some of those wins that you might work in a job forever and never get some of those wins or recognized the way you might get recognized in an industry like this. So that helped a lot, I can imagine, with that little boost.
Helped big time. And also having the joke about being a goalie earlier. So I coach youth lacrosse, and I really tend to put the goalies on a bit of a platform and tell them like it's 80% mental, 20% skill. There's never been a goalie that's saved every shot that's never been scored on. Goalies are supposed to get scored on.
Yeah.
And it's similar here where there's never been an advisor that's only been told yes, right? You got to get through the no's. You actually have to embrace the no and be completely comfortable and confident with it, right? Because there's a whole lot of people out there that are going to say yes to you. You just have to find them.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love that mentality. How long have you guys been teaming now? 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
So 5 years. So you were here 36 months. How did that happen? Was it, from Tim was on the show earlier and he said that, it was sort of natural that you guys just gravitated towards each other. How did you see it? And how did that, come about for you?
You got it. Tim said it. It was, it's natural for Vin Del Rosso, Tim Leffler and myself. So we started all similar times, and we were the last guys from our class in Elmsford, and we naturally just clicked with each other. All three of us have very different skill sets and strengths, and we complement each other. The biggest thing for us, though, is that we trust each other. We don't consider ourselves partners. We consider ourselves family.
Yep.
And that's why we've had some good traction and good success with each other. And like I said, Vin has very different strengths and capabilities, different from me and different from Tim. So we balance each other off very well.
Yeah. And were those some of the guys that you did joint work with in the beginning? Or was it just like they were just a sounding board in the office because you guys were all there, growing at the same time? And how did you form like in the field?
Yeah, we worked with each other informally. And for me, one of my biggest strengths is admitting that I need help. And I needed their help when I first started my career, and, leveraging their skill sets and have that complement my skill sets. And we just really gravitated towards each other, and then, looked at each other and said, hey, with your guidance as well, we can build something here and we can have something very special amongst each other. And also, if we want to keep it, we got to freely give it away so we can, help mold on younger guys and build our team and do what was done for us.
And I'm sure that feels amazing to give back like that and impact so many people.
It's incredible.
So quickly, right?
It's incredible. That's one of my biggest joys now coming to work is mentoring and coaching and being a role model for the people on my team. I want to be that shining light. I want to lead by example. And I feel like that's where my career is evolving to, is now maintaining, running the practice, but also, maintaining my client relationships as well and being a lights out advisor. I really enjoy coaching and mentoring as well.
And, I asked this question earlier, but it seems like culturally you're taking some of the things that you guys were good at and maybe struggled at, meaning dialing and packaging up the cases, and really teaching that a lot to your young team.
Oh, yeah. that was one of my skill sets when I first started, was dialing. And if I'm going to ask my guys to do that, I want to lead by example as well. So I want them to see me dialing. I want them to see me in my office with my door open, listening to my conversations. If I'm going to ask them to do it, I'm going to do it as well.
Well, I respect that. I like that you leave the door open, because I think sometimes, and there's no right or wrong answer. So anyone that's listening, that's in their office with the door shut because they need that, don't take this the wrong way. But I do think that it does, when you're leading people, them seeing that and learning. And I've always said I probably had 30 mentors in my career. Probably 29 of them don't even know, but I just watched them from afar. It could have been someone on stage. It could have been how someone dressed. It could have been how someone used different words. And I just, I stole from the best and just applied it. And that's what's happening with your team.
We're blessed. We have a lot of unbelievable advisors in our specific location, all throughout our agency, but specifically in our location. And like I said earlier, we're not trying to recreate the wheel. We're watching what people are doing really well, and we're trying to be sponges, right? We're watching what people, everyone's a teacher in life. People are teaching us the way that we want to do something and the way that we, want to not do something. And we're really blessed in our location in Elmsford that we have a lot of unbelievable role models for us.
You really do. And, but I give you a lot of credit. I think what you said before is, the goalie mentality, right? You're not going to block every shot. You don't have every great idea. You don't have every great skill set. So if you can learn it and that could speed your curve up way faster, why not? Right?
Why not?
When you look at, I know you guys have 4 business development associates, and just for the listeners that might not know, that's a role that we've created here at Barnum, where someone gets to come on with a salary and a bonus opportunity, but it's a 2-year program where they're going to get all their licenses and learn the business before they become a financial advisor. Yeah. And when you think of that, how much faster is their growth due to, the coaching you guys are giving them compared to, what you've seen for yourself or some other advisors around you?
It's incredible. It's incredible. We actually, we just hired our 5th. So his first day was yesterday.
Oh, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And, we make sure to tell these guys about where we were when we first started, and trying to call people during the day when they're at work, a lot of windshield time in the evening, getting home incredibly late. Our programs here at Barnum have just put all of our growth on steroids. And we make sure to tell our guys that they're set up in such a better position than where we were. And like I said, we're just trying to give it away, right? We're trying to develop them and help them grow a lot faster than we were. And we can see it. The results are incredible.
It's exciting. So when you think of, yourself today, 8 years in, now your business has evolved to more, I'll say, comprehensive, and the growth has been amazing. But in the beginning, it was some transactional, and probably still today. What is your goal with your book now? Like, how do you start to give it to other people? How are you starting to manage that? And how's that working for you?
Absolutely. So, like I said, skill sets earlier of complementing partners. So we segment our books. I'm still learning, right? Like anybody who wants help, I'm willing to help. I'm not at the point of my career where I know my time's incredibly valuable and I want to focus it on specific areas, but truly anybody who needs help, I'm going to talk to, and I'm going to take their phone call. And now I have some people in the right seats where I can pass some certain relationships along to some other advisors on my team to help them grow. And it also helps me as well with growth and my time management, and where I'm spending the most amount of time, and where I'm trying to be laser focused in certain areas of my business. But I don't want to contradict myself. Truly anybody who needs help, I'm not that guy where, hey, you don't fit into my practice. I'm willing to help anybody.
I like that. And I also like, though, that you might take them on as a client, but now you have a mentality where you have someone else on the team that could ultimately handle that relationship for you.
You got it.
And build that relationship. And maybe that person came on just because they needed help with moving their 401k because they just retired or left their company. But now you have someone that's going to go deeper, because there's a great saying that every client's an A for someone.
Yes.
And you have the someone's on the team now.
Without a doubt.
That really helps.
Without a doubt.
You know, when I look at your team with 3 partners, what skill set do you think, you know, I know you all have different ones, but what are you bringing? Like, what do you think is something that when the young guys think of you, what's the first thing they think of for you and the skill set that you're bringing to the team? Is it that coach mentality?
Coach mentality, a confidant, someone that they can trust both personally and professionally.
So you're their go-to person when there's stuff that they have to think through or some of that mental part of the business.
I would like to think so.
Now, are you able to reflect on that from, because it's not that long ago. 8 years is a long time, but not that long.
Not that long.
Was that helpful to you to be in that position and to now be able to share that?
Without a doubt. If we don't all have somebody to confide in and some type of role model, then what do we really have? Right? We need to have somebody to help lead us, and someone that's been down that road before and has candidly made those mistakes. Right? I try and help my guys say, hey, this is something that maybe you don't want to do. Right? Because I've been down that road and I've made tons of mistakes. I still make mistakes.
Yep. That's part of growing.
Yep.
That's part of growing. When you make them now, you probably get off of them a lot faster than you did back in the day.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I have those same people in my life, you being one of them that, help give me a sounding board and be a confidant and help guide me both personally and professionally.
I think what's really important is you show up. From what I've seen in my interactions with you, you show up with that player that wants to learn, and that learning and what you said earlier, that humble part. I think that's important, that too many people don't understand that, and they're a little guarded, and you're not. You're willing to be exposed to grow.
I try my best, and sometimes I'm a very insecure person, right? That's something I try and fight through and embrace, but I don't know all the answers, right? I don't, I try and be humble.
It's great.
Try and show up. And like I said earlier, showing up is half the battle for me.
What's a typical week look like? Like, you're running on how many meetings?
Oh my gosh.
Are you normally running on a weekly basis now?
I'd say I'm probably from anywhere from 6 to 8 a day.
And that's a mix of new and old,
existing referrals. The referral based business has exploded over the past few years, which is just a testament to me, Vin, and Tim, and doing the right thing by our clients and them wanting to share our information with their family and friends. But our weeks there's usually not much of a downtime.
So the staff takes care of a lot of the other stuff for you right now to free you up to do that.
Without a doubt, right? You told us a few years ago that we have to get the right people in the right seats. And, we didn't let that go through one ear and out the other. And that's why we've invested in, building our team and our team members. And candidly, I'm not the guy to go and do a right bridge. I have other people that have those strengths to go out.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great. That's what you want, right? Play to your strength. Is there anything you have to do to stay focused? I mean, I know we talk lightly. If you think of this industry, right, a great week with driving and seeing or meeting people at the office was like 15 meetings, right? And now there's people like yourself that are doing between 30 and 45 meetings on a weekly basis. That's a lot of Zoom time. That's a lot of time in front of clients, almost 3 times what it used to be. what do you do to be ready for that? Is there something you do to do that?
So I'm still growing, and I'm still working on my organization and my time management.
Yep.
And having two partners where we have all recognized that our calendars are exploding, that we have set meetings, our Monday morning meeting, our Wednesday morning meeting, Tuesday morning to coach our guys, another meeting throughout the week to coach our guys. If we don't have that in the calendar, it's not going to happen.
Yep.
So we have to live and breathe by our commitment in our calendar. And our calendars have gotten so crazy that we have to sometimes plug in, lunchtime in there. If it's not in there, meetings getting booked. So we have to be very conscious and organized of our calendars and our time management.
Yep. And how much time do you spend on the phone now? I know your team does these dial days and you get out there in the bullpen with the guys, but on a normal week, now that you're seeing that 30, 35 people, what about yourself on the phone?
I try and carve out a couple hours each week to prospect for new clients. I also, my business has evolved to where I have a lot of clients based in New York. So seeing people face to face, not just over the Zoom.
So you're still doing some face to face?
A lot.
Oh, great.
Yep. And have a nice balance of both Zoom and in person. But then I also have some non-negotiables, like dinner time and bath time for Sonny. That happens every single night for me.
Okay.
This career has allowed me that opportunity where many of my peers, I don't think are as blessed as I am that I get to, feed my son dinner and give him bath time every night.
And and what happened prior to having Sonny?
I was home at 8:45 usually every night, driving up to Middletown, New York, our old office up there, up to Warwick, all upstate New York, calling people who were working 9 to 5, and at 5 o'clock we're leaving the office, and that's when our days really began.
Yeah, going on joint calls and stuff.
Driving. And that's when the day began.
I love it. Well, talking about the athletic part of you and the mindset that it takes, you guys have grown to one of the top teams in the industry already. And, when you look at your tenure, it's all really, 10 or less years in the business. What's next for you guys and the team? Like, how are you thinking about that? And, what are you guys thinking about going forward?
We're always moving forward, right? We had a great mentor of ours, Mr. Titora, Jared Titora, and he said, you never read your own press clippings and never think that you arrived. We're just getting started.
So what does that mean? What does that mean for the team? I know you guys are always tinkering with stuff, but what does it mean?
Continue to build staff, continue to mold advisors. We want to try and help and impact as many people as possible. And I want to try and impact my team as much as possible, whether that be, continue to coaching, continue to hire staff, have difficult conversations, have unbelievable conversations. I embrace it all. I don't really know exactly what's next, but this journey so far has been, I've told you multiple times, I'm living a life beyond my wildest dreams. Never thought that this would be where I'm at, right? I thought that plumbing and tendon bar at my family's restaurant would be my highlight. So the direction of my team, I don't know exactly where we're going, but I know it's somewhere great.
Well, I agree. And, it's really nice to see you embrace the presence. What's interesting is you guys are just growing on top of growing, but you haven't laid out the end because there is no end, and you just keep playing and doing things. So it's pretty amazing. Last two. Number one, when you think of teaming, what would your advice be to people that are thinking about it?
Don't overthink it. Find somebody that you gel with and that you consider family. Someone that you would make, godfather of one of your kids one day. You got to click with each other and do it. I would have failed out of this industry if I tried doing things myself left to my own devices, I would have probably messed things up.
Well, and also to be fair, you some of the skill sets that you were able to gain, as you said earlier, that's, having complementary skills is how you win in any business, So great. And then if you were giving yourself advice all over again, 8 years ago, brand new, world's different today, lots of opportunities in front of these advisors, what would you say to yourself? I have a lot of listeners that are under 30. Only 9% of the industry is under 30. So the opportunity for the future is incredible because there's this huge transfer of wealth and these young advisors are going to be standing alone. What's the advice you'd give them?
Don't be someone that you're not. Be yourself. You're here for a reason. For me, that was a few years of head trash of just, hey, when's the other shoe going to drop? Everyone's got a pedigree that's here. I might not come from that background. Be confident in yourself. Ask for help. Play to your skill sets, right? If you're the relationship person, if you're the people person and you don't know all the X's and O's on the Excel spreadsheet, that's okay, right? Play to your strengths. Be confident and ask for help and surround yourself with winners. Surround yourself with people that are smarter than yourself. If you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're in big trouble.
Yep, I agree. And I think that, doing that, even though you said earlier, some of the things that you had head trash about, you were able to fight through and show up every day. And I think that's the thing that happens once you form that habit, then it's part of your life.
Yeah. It's like we said earlier, the goalie mentality. You got to be okay with getting scored on, right? You got to be okay with making mistakes out there. Showing up, saving the ball is one thing, right? You got to control what my coach always told me. You can't control your defenseman making a mistake. You can't control somebody having an unbelievable play. You only can control what's in your control. And that's your thought process, right? That's your work ethic.
Yeah.
And I try and embrace that goalie mentality.
Yeah. And that's basically what you do as a financial advisor.
You got it.
I love it. I love it. Well, on that note, Dan, listen, super proud of you. Congratulations on all your success. Congratulations on closing on your first home yesterday. And continue to stay humble, enjoy the journey, keep that goalie mentality. And you're making a ton of impact, not only on clients, but on the people around you. So I appreciate that and super proud of you. Congratulations. And for all the listeners, Dan Solazzo. So thank you.
Paul, can't thank you and Mindy enough for everything that you've done for Nicole and I in my life. And I truly surreal being asked on this podcast. This is, I feel like where you ask all the big dogs to come. So truly unbelievable for me. A highlight.
Well, congratulations again, everybody. Small steps, big wins. Check us out on Spotify, on Apple, share it. Go back and re-listen to it, guys. A lot of great tips here. So congratulations, Dan, on your success. And everybody have a great day. Thank you for listening to Small Steps, Big Wins. Please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
All opinions expressed by the program participants are solely their current opinions and do not reflect the opinions their respective parent companies or affiliates or the companies with which the program participants are affiliated. Investments or strategies mentioned in this program may not be suitable for you, and you should make your own independent decision regarding them. This material does not take into account your particular investment objectives, financial situation, or needs, and is not intended as recommendations appropriate for you. You should strongly consider seeking advice from your own investment advisor. Securities and investment advisory services offered through qualified registered representatives of MML Investor Services, LLC. Member SIPC, 6 Corporate Drive, Shelton, Connecticut, 06484, telephone number 203-513-6000.